some people.
Picture the internet turning into a mainstream media outlet where only socialist, liberal, Islamic, and Nazi ideas are allowed. Well, as we have found out, America is already on that path, with Christians and conservatives being censored continuously by the likes of Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and other social media operations. And believe me, it was amazing to me to find out that that is government sanctioned. The background image in this video is an old black and white image of a free speech rally at the University of California on the Berkeley campus. This was taken when I was a young man. I just returned from combat action in Vietnam. If you think the campuses are in turmoil today, wow, you should have seen it then. But what came out of that free speech movement is today's no free speech generation. I fought those radicals on campus then, and I'm still fighting them now. They haven't changed a single bit. They're anti-American, anti-freedom, and collectivist goons. Let me explain. This is Charles Benninghoff, and today I want to let you know how social media has been granted permission by the federal government to censor you. Pam Geller and civil rights attorney Robert Spencer, the man who runs Jihad Watch, have filed a lawsuit against these social media companies. Geller highlights the truth about the Obama administration's love affair with Islamic terrorist groups, and because of this, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube often block her content and take her social media pages offline. This has happened as well to us, and I'm very surprised to find out that is happening to someone as important and very powerful as Robert Spencer, who runs Jihad Watch. Jihad Watch is similarly abused by social media companies, even though it has won lawsuit after lawsuit against the government for censorship and other illegal conduct. It's a constant battle, and these social media companies claim that the materials that Geller and other patriots, conservatives, and Christians post online is, and I quote, offensive. Yet liberal groups, anti-Semitic groups, Black Lives Matter, and other hateful, violent outlets are not censored at all by these social media companies. Most importantly, social media is a known medium for ISIL and other terrorist groups, and such groups act with almost complete impunity. How do social media companies get away with this? Well, it's because of a law known as the Communications Decency Act, which can be found at Title 47, United States Code, Section 230. The Communications Decency Act was written in 1996, and the original intent of the law was to protect internet companies from being sued for someone else's speech. For example, if you run a blog and somebody pastes a horrible image or some statement on that blog that you didn't have control of, you can't be sued for that. The law also protects companies from liability if they take a user's materials down. But that was not the intent when it came to legitimate free speech. Let me read the section to you. No provider or user of an interactive computer service shall be held liable on account of any action voluntarily taken in good faith to restrict access to or availability of material that the provider or user considers to be obscene, lewd, lascivious, filthy, excessively violent, harassing, or otherwise objectionable, whether or not such material is constitutionally protected. So here we are, 20 years later, and social media companies are using that portion of the statute to claim that conservative speech is obscene, lewd, harassing, excessively violent, or otherwise objectionable. On the other hand, at the same time, they're letting all the stuff come in from the other side. And we have to change that. The Republican-controlled Congress that has passed this law over 20 years ago could never have dreamed America would be overrun by the snowflake generation, which would use this law to censor First Amendment rights of conservative, Christians, patriots, and other freedom-loving Americans. We all know that these liberal companies are censoring conservatives. We see stories about that constantly. If you give these speech Nazis 1 inch, they will take a mile every time. Well, there's a way we can beat them, and here is how it is done. Pam Geller and Robert Spencer and others are suing the federal government. That's fantastic, and we hope they win. But it could take years for the case to be decided, and the outcome is uncertain. What is not uncertain is that we can attack this censorship at the legislative level, starting with the House Subcommittee on Communications and Technology. The Communications Decency Act was passed 20 years ago, and the internet has changed dramatically since then. Social media companies are using this outdated law to censor the speech of patriots, Christians, conservatives, and others. We need to demand that this law be amended so that companies cannot censor our political speech as hate speech. Mouse over your PC screen or tap your Android device. When a small icon appears in the upper right corner, you can click that to go to our action page. From there, you can send personalized letters to the committee members or the entire Congress. All patriots who value freedom of speech need to speak out and tell Congress to stop censorship of political speech by amending the Communications Decency Act. Do it now. This is Charles Benninghoff signing off and wishing you freedom, fulfillment, and God's many, many blessings.
From our action page on our website, use the form to the right of the video screen to select a program. If you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, click the icon appearing now to go to our action page. Speak out today.
Satan can't make me doubt it. It's real and I'm gonna shout it. I was there when it happened, and I guess I ought to know.